What's going on, Aquarius? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is your reading for the month of October 2024. So in this reading, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the month ahead. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and so much more for you regarding the month of October 2024. So before we begin this reading, Aquarius, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through the reading. And if this reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below for future updates if you have not already. Also, all the information that you need to book an astrocartography reading with me, you can find in the link below in the description box. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pull the energy and we'll see what's coming your way for the month of October 2024. Aquarius. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Aquarius. All right. Very interesting energy that you got going on here, Aquarius. There's definitely a quote coming to my head that you need to, or Spirit's advising you to embody in October, that be the change you wish to see in the world. Because there's something about the chaos that you're going to be witnessing around you in October 2024 can either pull you into a spiraling pit of darkness to where you're just so overwhelmed by the collective negativity, or you can say that the entire world is a reflection of the human mind, of which your mind is a part. So there's almost like a demon, like a demonic energy that I'm picking up on. That's just a word to translate a harsher energy, by the way. Don't take it too literally if you don't want to. But there's this energy of like the collective weight being so heavy right now, and so many people really looking at things negatively, giving up hope, feeling distraught, that you're going to get pulled into inevitably if you're not totally egoic. Okay, like, I'm sorry, I just have to say that if you are a person right now who's just like, oh yeah, the world is so great and my business is doing so good and like everything Aquarius is just like, I've never felt better whatsoever. Like, you have to be on the sociopathic spectrum. You actually do. So there's a path of taking a certain level of responsibility for the collective, even if that seems insane to you. Now, how you're going to do that, I'll explain. It's not that difficult, actually. So before we get into the tarot, this is definitely a time for drastic change for you and basically taking a risk. I do feel that for you, Aquarius, that you are going to have to take some sort of a risk, that you might feel crazy for doing so. But there is no other way out of this mess. So, I don't know. Okay, so before we get into the tarot for October, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. And these oracle cards contain the energy that you need more of, the energy that you need to embody and keep with you for October for your own highest good and the highest good of all. And the first one is mental reflections. So you see this person kind of looking into a mirror here, and the mirror is kind of cracked Okay, and so this is a reminder that the world is a reflection of the collective human mind, of which your mind is a part of. And the whole collective could not be what it is without you, even if your impact is not recognized by your logical mind. So all of us have more of an impact on the world than is visible to us. And so whatever position that you're in, you have to remember that. We are a collective web of humanity, and any change that exists within you doesn't have to be necessarily even spoken. It just needs to be grounded and like exemplified. So what I'm trying to say with this card here, Aquarius, is that if you don't like the collective reflections that you're getting of, craziness and negativity and being weighed down, you have to be the change that you wish to see in the world. So it starts with you. So I definitely feel like there's something about a lot of you having the courage to step up to the plate, because you realize the own weight of your own frequency. Okay, so this is also an energy here, Aquarius. The energy that I'm feeling is that a lot of you may have had the sensation recently that you're basically waiting for the world to change. I'm just waiting on the world to change. But what you're going to realize in October and leading into October is that the world is literally waiting for you. If the world is a reflection of the human mind, and you are a part of the human hive mind, then what you do is perhaps more important than you previously realized. And the actions that you take only reveal the impact that your vibration has already been having. So don't get down on yourself and realize that yes, your challenge this month is the 5 of Pentacles. And I do feel that there is this frequency of suffering, within yourself if you're connected to humanity as well, right? But there's definitely this feeling of we're in a very dangerous place right now collectively, and it's up to you to navigate that, realizing that you need to be the change. You can't be passively at the effect. It's time to step up right now. And there's definitely this thing about new partnerships that are going to be a little bit risky in your life. The next energy that you need more of is actually partnerships. And you see these people looking pretty fly together. So I do feel like that there's a partner coming that actually somehow stirs your curiosity. Okay, what I feel from this, Aquarius, is that you can kind of feel it like in your gut. For some of you, you may already know who this person is. But for others of you, especially if you're single, you may not know who this is. For some of you, you definitely do. But there's someone, I'm telling you right now, there's someone coming in that you're very curious about. It's like this infinite curious energy that you have. There's someone that maybe you are a little bit nervous towards moving towards, that the universe is guiding you to or will be in October. Many of you as well will meet this person when you decide to take a risk or somehow unexpectedly. I just get that there's a very curious partnership coming in for you. This is the energy that you need more of. So it's like, choose the person here that you'll be curious about. I don't know why I'm getting that. That's just what I'm getting. Because you can, yeah. All right, so now the next energy that you need is trust your heart. Okay, trust your heart. So there's something that you're going to have to do here where you might feel a little bit crazy for doing it. When you trust the heart here, it's like you'll only get so far by obeying your mind, your logic. You know what I mean? So it's like the mind is a wonderful servant, but a horrible master, the mind. And a lot of you will be thinking your way out of taking a risk here, especially when it comes to partnerships. There's definitely someone coming in that spikes your curiosity and opens your heart, but you will feel like there's actually somehow, what I'm getting from this is like not only a risk, but like literally a tremendous risk. Like you're either already into someone where you're so curious about them, and they're very curious about you, but there's this like energy where like this could go so horribly wrong, or it's like literally going to be the thing that reflects you to you in a beautiful way. I do feel like because you have the partnership, trust your heart, and then you have mental reflections, for some of you, this could be a twin flame dynamic to a certain degree here, Aquarius, for sure. There could be something pulling on your heartstrings where I do feel like you're going to be meeting someone who is reflecting your own mind, okay? And maybe for a lot of you, I feel with this reading that both of you have a certain mind that is not going to match up with the collective chaos, or you're gonna somehow like benefit each other. I feel like there is a beneficial relationship coming in for you, but it's definitely gonna require you to follow your heart, and this won't be something, whatever partnership is coming in for you, especially in love, but in any way too, it's like there's so much risk involved with it. So just be aware of that. Now, your opportunity is the Six of Swords. This is about moving from choppy waters to calmer waters, and it's about really potentially moving away from a difficult situation and getting in a boat and realizing, I'm better off somewhere else. So this energy could indicate travel. It could indicate like clearing out your life from conflict as well, because here's the thing. The Six of Swords comes right after the Five of Swords, which is usually a very nasty, conflicting energy, right? And so this is about something recently has shaken you up, or in October, your life will be shaken up. I can guarantee you that. And there's somewhere that you need to trust your heart to move towards, where you can find peace, and you can basically strategize, how are we going to clean up this collective consciousness right now? Because I do feel like you've run into a reflection that has run its course, or there are certain people around you, certain experiences that no longer can work. It's something that was compatible became incompatible. This can indicate traveling, literally moving from choppy waters to calm waters, and really getting in a boat and saying, that was interesting, but now we're on to another journey. The challenge is the Five of Pentacles. Now, intuitively, I picked up that the world around you, you're going to be having to see a lot of people suffer. And potentially this is, for some of you, this is people that you really wanted to help that weren't ready to receive your help. You ever tell someone something and it just goes over their head? So your opportunity is the Six of Swords. Your challenge is the Five of Pentacles. So I do feel like what this is really about is, this whole reading is about moving out of a situation that is not workable. There's some sort of unconscious weight that is extremely difficult and going to weigh you down, and it's about moving to a situation that may or may not be workable, but you already know that something's not working. So it's definitely time to move on from some sort of really harsh, challenging energy. But I feel that for many of you, there's also this idea of moving into the storm, because for me, I moved to San Francisco. Part of the reason why I was motivated to do that is to see such a beautiful city in chaos. So many homeless people are around this beautiful city, and based on my astrocartography, I had to move here. I just knew that I did. But so part of it for me is a challenge to how are we going to clean up this city? How are we going to make it so people are not so disconnected from themselves and other people? And so there's just this heavy burden. Some of you, it's you're moving away from that, okay? But others of you, Aquarius, it's you're moving right into a situation that's actually quite difficult, but you're willingly trusting your heart to do that, okay? So really, this is about understanding partnership as a reflection. So we're not so different than we think that we are. If you're walking down the street and you see a homeless person, maybe you were just a couple of different choices away from ending up like them. And I feel like the energy that you're going to be embodying is we need to go into the darkness, into the dungeons here. And it's not actually something that's smart to do. It's definitely not something that some business expert would advise you to do, or maybe they would if they can see that you're actually going to solve a problem, because business is really all about solving problems for people. So I feel like you're trying to figure out, okay, the world is really screwed. How are we going to figure this out? You're being patient and you're weighing your options, but there's definitely something coming in about a partnership as well. But let's just move to your overall general energy. Your overall general energy is the Three of Wands, the Devil, and the Two of Pentacles. So there's a little bit of, there's definitely something that's up in the air, and there's definitely this game of patience and optimism amidst the chaos and toxicity. So I feel like a lot of this is going to be certain, this is the card of Capricorn, right? And right now we are witnessing Pluto in Capricorn for the last time in our entire lifetime. So a lot of the structures are falling apart around us. So I feel like this is a time for you where you're gonna have to make changes based on your heart, and you're gonna have to basically wait out the storm. Okay? What this is saying is that as humanity, we're all connected at every level. But right now, there are things going on that are outside of your control that all you can really do is try to focus on what you can do to help this situation, to help you. So there could be certain toxic, you know what I feel as well here, Aquarius, that there's certain toxic people that you've basically been getting the intuitive advice to basically move on from. But it seems like as the energy reads right now, you're actually going to be like waiting to see if someone can remain in your life or not based on their own toxicity. And there could be a little bit of a stalemate here with that energy for sure. I do feel like if you're not careful here, you're going to get in a stalemate energy of keeping people around you that you know that your time is basically up. So for some of you, this can be actually like a preparatory month of clearing out all the people that no longer need to be in your life. But it's like it's actually showing up as it's not just going to be easy to do that. And instead of sugarcoating it, because this whole reading is about mental reflections, partnership, trust your heart. So whoever you're saying goodbye to, it's like you need to honor the reflection that is triggering you instead of just making them the problem. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to tolerate the problem, but there is something about learning from the experience. Okay, it's like the smartest people learn from other people's problems, not just their own, right? That's why like reading books is so amazing, because it's like literally a whole lifetime, someone's like all their problems that they figured out how to solve, and we can do it the easy way just by learning and observing and reading. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. Like you're somehow hacking knowledge, but you don't want to get too caught up in the mind. Now, there's definitely a burden that's coming to an end for you. It's releasing, and what you don't see coming. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and also the Justice card here. So there's definitely there could be some sort of immature person that you're kind of not really tolerating anymore. This could be someone that you're working with in your work, I feel. They become some sort of, in what you don't see coming, there's definitely some sort of burden with getting something off the ground, or someone putting in a lot of hard work that doesn't really get much output. Now, in what you don't see coming, I do like to see this Justice card right next to the Ten of Wands, okay? There's some sort of balance being brought to a burden in your life here. So something's coming to an end that will bring balance, okay? And something weighed a lot. Something was weighing you down. But whatever this is, I do feel like there's a risk that still needs to be taken. I just keep getting, like, this is not, like, whatever you're doing, it's not going to be necessarily an easy month for you. It's going to be a month of cleaning out the cobwebs, trusting your heart, allowing yourself to let go of relationships that you know are simply burdens, and moving into relationships that are actually more, that have more to give. I feel like there's certain relationships that like can be represented by this is kind of messed up. I feel like there's certain relationships in your life that are like an orange. When you first started squeezing it, it was like this beautiful juice coming out, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Squeeze it, juice. Now the universe is like giving you a different orange that like literally no matter how much you squeeze it, it won't stop producing juice for you. So you're about to enter into a really juicy relationship. But, think about that. If you had someone over your head squeezing an orange into your mouth the whole time, you might start drowning. You need to be careful that this new partner is not going to waterboard you with your curiosity for their juice. But that's the weirdest analogy I've ever came up with. But maybe you would know. I'm saying that you've basically squeezed something that is like now doesn't have any more juice. Now you're getting something new that has an infinite amount of juice, which initially seems great, but eventually also seems like this can also become its own nightmare. What if I don't want juice today? And there's so much juice available from this new person. Well, you're going to have to drink the juice, so maybe you're going to have to up your juice tolerance. Instead of being waterboarded, you will process it so that will never happen. And you're just like this system that allows infinite juice to run through you, because that's what you're saying you've wanted, but then when it actually gets there, it's a different story. So I don't know, I'm just basically channeling some weird stuff. But I mean, in your advice, you have the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, and the Chariot. Okay? So I just get that there's you are divinely protected to trust your intuition, to move to some new state of being, to follow your heart rather than your head. The High Priestess is not about logic, folks. This isn't your advice. It's not about... The only way that you're going to alleviate yourself from some sort of logical prison, mental prison, stuckness that is actually not stuck, but it seems like that, is to trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust your heart, move to unity of heart and mind rather than just being in the mind. You also have this Chariot card, which is all about freedom of movement, divine protection, travel, leaving the matrix behind. And in your opportunity, you have the Six of Swords. So in your opportunity and in your advice, you have 2 travel cards. So you're definitely divinely protected to go on a journey if that's what you want to do. But the place that you're journeying to is a dark place. Look, if you're getting this reading and you're about to go on to like a flight to run away from the world, to like convince yourself that the world is so amazing, like this is just not, you're reading this wrong, folks. You're like picking your poison with this reading, but I think that you're going to do something pretty damn like honorable here from the universal perspective. Of course, not from the matrix's perspective to a certain degree, but that is changing. As you change, the whole matrix around you changes. So yeah, it may feel like you're walking voluntarily into a relationship that is so great, but you know that infinite juice is going to start to feel like what... Okay, but isn't having... let me explain. Isn't having infinite juice better than having an orange that was already squeezed? Right now, you're trying to squeeze the orange, no juice is coming out. Some of the seeds are popping out. You're like, well, can we bury those here? Maybe we can plant a new tree from this orange. But no, the orange is dead. So it's starting to smell bad. And now you have this new orange that just has infinite juice. 100% not from concentrate. It's freshly squeezed. But the problem is that it never is going to run out of juice, and you know that. And that's why you know that you're kind of playing with a new level of fire. Okay? I think that a lot of you are also having a hard time differentiating between, is this risk that I'm being called to take in October a distraction from my pain, or is it actually going to help me heal? I think for a lot of you, it's honestly a mixed bag if you're being honest with yourself. I feel like that once again, I kept getting that analogy about how you're getting this orange that will never run out of juice no matter how much you squeeze it. That like indicates to me that you're attracting someone where you're not just being brought together for one reason. Okay? You've already expired one orange. The reason that you were brought together to create expansion within the universe from this orange is now over. There's no more expansion. That's why it's difficult. This orange will never stop producing juice. Perhaps this is like some sort of reflection, divine reflection of your own thing. So it's like you're going into something that will bring a hell of a lot of expansion, but it's not going to be easy. Let's clarify that Six of Swords in your opportunity. The Six of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Cups here. Yeah, I feel like you're moving towards your true legacy, even if that scares your mind here. The Ten of Pentacles is all about your legacy. The Three of Cups is all about celebrations, good social interaction. And the Knight of Wands is all about having fun and that youthful fire. It's kind of like that energy. You know, the Knight of Wands can be that orange juice that never stops coming out of the orange, but it's a little bit overwhelming because it's going to get all over your shirt. Right? So, you know, this is definitely an adventure. You know, the six of Swords being your opportunity. There could have been something recently that let you down. There could have been a breakup that you had, or like in October, even in the early part, that you're going to be going on a much more fun adventure here. So the quest that you're on is a little bit more upbeat than I really thought. But you might have to hype yourself up to actually do this. Let's clarify the Five of Pentacles in your challenge. Let's see why is the Five of Pentacles in your challenge? The Five of Pentacles is clarified, but I mean, Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Lover's card, the Justice card, and the Eight of Cups. I feel that, once again, this is definitely related to the collective suffering that you're seeing around you. But for many of you, I do feel like there's certain people in your life that will feel like you're leaving them out in the cold. But it's like, for some reason, you can't afford to be as connected as you once were. So there could be a level of dependence that other people have on you, that it will kind of like really break your heart when you decide to move on with your life and to move in a different direction, because you know you're connected to them, but you still have to have good boundaries. It's also clarified by the Lovers, the Justice card, and the Eight of Cups. So there is this idea of like a choice in love that's going to bring balance to your life. Remember, the energy that you need more of is partnership and trust your heart. So this is also all about soulmates and a choice in love that will restore balance, and will restore balance to your life. But it doesn't come without letting go of something first. Like the Eight of Cups, you're walking away from an experience that is no longer satisfying to you. You're in the search of your ninth and your 10th cup. I feel like it's really close. Like there's a new relationship coming in here. There's a new lifeline coming in, but it's not going to be this thing that's like super guaranteed. Like there's that there's a risk involved with it, but I think that it's one that you would like regret if you didn't take, is what I feel. So I don't know. Let's clarify why the Devil is here in your overall general energy. The Devil is clarified by the Sun, the Queen of Swords, and the Fool. So yeah, there's clearly a lot of toxicity in your life that I feel like is so obvious to your mind here. There's something here that there's some darkness that is coming to the light. There also may be an experience that is perceived as risky or devilish by other people that you just know you have to do. It's like the idea of me moving to San Francisco and being like, okay, I'm moving to a city that everyone around me is telling me is burning and is like going to hell. But I know that God's telling me to move here. So I'm going to do it. It's like you're going to have clarity about the devilish kind of restrictions in your life. This could be someone that's toxic that it's hard for you to move on from. There could be very intense attachment here, but you may be just deciding to do it. The Fool is here, which is all about taking a risk and not really knowing what's ahead of you. So I feel like you have a lot of clarity here. And a lot of you are going to be required to trust your intuition, knowing that you have divine protection to solve new problems. So trust your heart. The world is a reflection of you. Be open to new partnerships, and I think you'll have a great October. So with that being said, I'll talk to you next time. Aquarius, peace.